I made news over the last couple of days because Sean Payton, the former coach of the New Orleans Saints, who sat out last year doing television before he was hired and given complete autonomy over, the football operations in Denver for the Broncos, coaching that team, whether it be officially or unofficially, I don't remember, but we all know what the money they're paying him. He's going to have fun. He's going to have say. And Sean Payton was pretty critical of Nathaniel Hackett, who's the now former head coach of the Denver Broncos. He coached them 1 year last year. He did an absolutely horrendous job. They had the worst offense in football. He was so bad, he should have fired himself. But nevertheless, he was fired after 1 year. New owners had come in that August, so they wanted to see how things were going to go because they came in and obtained ownership a bit too late, and they weren't going to fire the guy they didn't hire. And so ultimately, he did his job for a year, didn't do that great of a job. He was fired after 1 year. Russell Wilson had the worst quarterbacking year of his career. Denver stunk. And Nathaniel Hackett was fired, ultimately hired again as an offensive coordinator with the New York Jets, which helped because he had a familiar relationship with Aaron Rodgers. I believe he got the job in Denver because Aaron Rodgers was contemplating retirement and everybody was talking about they was contemplating a trade to the Denver Broncos, and Hackett was hired because if you got Hackett, then maybe Aaron Rodgers would come, and then when it didn't happen, you settled on Russell Wilson. And we saw how that panned out. Well, Sean Payton, inheriting this mess that was the Denver Broncos this past offseason, worked with the team and what have you, and this is what he had to say. Take a look at this.
Not only does Sean Payton say that, but he brings up, look at the Jets now. He knows Nathaniel Hackett's there. He's there bringing up Hard Knocks and all this other. He knows Nathaniel Hackett is there. You know what that is? That's a new coach that's ticked off that he has to deal with the stuff that he has to deal with. The residue, the stench of what's left behind. Now, he's going to overcome it, but that's what that's about. And Sean Payton is saying to the world, y'all have no idea what the hell I've had to deal with since taking this job.
That was my reaction. So I apologize for giving you that clip because that was a bit too early. I thought we had a clip of Sean Payton, or at least a quote with him saying what he said about Nathaniel Hackett, but he basically talked about how it was a mess. And how the Denver Broncos had embarrassed itself as an organization. I'm paraphrasing. And he was alluding to the embarrassment that took place because they were more concerned with pomp and circumstance, PR and stuff like that, instead of what the hell was going on the football field. And he pointed the finger directly at Nathaniel Hackett and directly at the Broncos organization. A lot of people thought it was Bush League. They felt that Sean Payton stepped out of pocket. You keep stuff in-house. You don't take it outside those doors. And what I said this morning on my show First Take, which is my day job, since I'm the star of the show and the executive producer, not bragging, just stating facts. And what I was trying to explain was I think people are looking at it wrong. Certainly it's never a good thing, and it's something we should never support where you're taking outside stuff and revealing it to the public. We all understand that. My point was Sean Payton has been associated with the National Football League for over 4 decades. There is a code that is universally understood. Why in God's name would Sean Payton, out of the blue, violate codes associated with the NFL, particularly the coaching fraternity, and beyond that he's honored for over 40 years? Why would he do that? Why would he do that? I have a guess, and it's just a guess, but damn it, it's an educated one. Could it be that Nathaniel Hackett never deserved a job and potentially used Aaron Rodgers to get the head coaching job, and that was what turned Sean Payton off? Could it be that being a part of Hard Knocks and, being so overly concerned with PR and all the pomp and circumstance goes against the code of ethics that NFL coaches pride themselves on possessing? Could it be that this tree that Sean Payton has been associated with, rife with qualified coaches, far more qualified than Nathaniel Hackett ever was, were far more deserving for the job, but he went the new school route instead of the old school route to position himself to get a job that, dare we say, Sean Payton felt that he was grossly underqualified for? Could it be that Sean Payton is trying to send a message to the football world, to owners everywhere, and to the culture of the National Football League, specifically as it pertains to the NFL coaching fraternity, that there's a way to do things, and we don't like the way he did that? So to hell with him, I'm going to say what needs to be said. Keep in mind, Sean Payton said this knowing that the Jets are a top-rated defense, that they just acquired Aaron Rodgers, that they're considered a potential Super Bowl contender, and his team, which sucked last year, plays the Jets in Week 4. It ain't like he ain't going to see him. He's going to see him and said it anyway. Why would he do that? We're all quick to sit up there and talk about what's right and wrong and trying to be self-righteous and politically correct and apropos and all of that other stuff. And I'm saying that's cool. But why don't we take into account the anomaly, the rare aberration that exists when somebody goes against the grain and against the culture and against what is basically an unwritten rule and violates all of that for the first time in the history of the National Football League, for the first time in his specific 40-plus year career associated with the NFL. He suddenly violates that for nothing? Why don't we ask why? Why would he do that? Because we know. We know Nathaniel Hackett didn't deserve that job. We know he's lucky he got the job he got right now. And we know that the only thing good about Russell Wilson in Denver last year was the fact that Sierra was with him. And the damn thing else that was good about Russell Wilson being in Denver. But I suspect he'll make amends for that awful season he had last year, especially being coached by somebody like Sean Payton, and he's going to be just fine.